morning or afternoon or whatever it may happen to be. Hopefully we're wrapping this up today. It's a low chance, but it's a possibility. So I've gone ahead and I've actually changed a few things since the last time. Just gone ahead and taken my own annoyed advice and just put on the optional game modes that come with the mod. So for anyone unaware, you can actually just tell the mod at any point that you don't want the air game, you want an easy air game, or you want to nerf the AI, all that kind of thing. There's also a mode for basically turning off permadeath to some degree. Like, as long as somebody isn't vaporized, they end up coming back. So it's basically Chimera Squad at that point, which is pretty neat, actually. Which, actually, speaking of, I was hoping to utilize that for the purposes of a weird challenge run down the road. But yeah. So we're going to get to that, but anyway, I want to go ahead and wrap this run up. Right now, it's just turning into like a complete resource grind, so I turned on the whole easy air game thing. I don't want to deal with the air game right now. I want to deal with the last two missions there. So right now, the two problems that I'm having with the mod, just the effort they have to go through to get alloys, and the general lack of them. Also, wow, that's actually pretty loud. Let me go ahead and turn that down a little bit. At least it sounds like it on my end. Anywho, by the way, Empire's Dawn of the Modern World soundtrack. Friggin' love that one. Anyways. So yeah, I just want to wrap this run up. I feel like it's been going on way too long. It's literally been over a year, I'm fairly certain. I just want to get this campaign done and over with. Because yeah, I really think there should be more options towards endgame here. So basically all this does is just, it ups the auto-resolve chance. So like, you don't want to deal with the auto-resolve, there you go. You get your Elenium, you get your alloys, you just deal with planes at that point. Like, just hit auto-resolve. Now, what you want to do, though, is kind of save and give it a second between the different auto-resolves. Because doing this with this many planes around will actually cause it to crash with pretty annoying regularity. Yeah, even in that case, that one's not going to happen. Some of them, like, they will still be completely impossible. Actually, that battleship I want to go and do right now. Let's see if I can make some armor real quick. We might just send in a bunch of rookies with cheapo rockets. It's probably the way to go. Yeah, Beef Swillis is fine. Not like he's going to use the rest of this stuff, but whatever. But yeah, there's cheesy ways you can abuse this system and whatever else. I really just feel like it's kind of overstayed its welcome by a few months at this point. And yeah, I know, long war runs and stuff like that end up going on for about the same length of time, but man, it's been so long now. Like seriously, I've taken, 4 separate breaks over the course of this run, and it's still going. Like, I don't know. I feel like it could have used a quick mode, maybe. Anywho, so let's just do this. We're gonna give everybody a launcher. Equip defaults. We'll do shotgun and shock rockets on everybody. Let's see. Actually, I can probably do 2 launchers and a pistol on everybody. So this other run I was talking about, there's a run I've been curious about for a very long time now. Just like the general idea always seemed fun to me. That was doing a not so much a pistol only run, but a no backpack run, which seems kind of weird if you think about it, but I think it would be pretty fun. I would probably try it on vanilla first, just to kind of get a general idea for the challenges there. Because functionally, that would leave you limited to whatever you can, like, you basically just a pistol every time. Because in order to maximize carry capacity, you'd probably want to bring a pistol and medkit on everybody, and then just use the belts for grenades and stun batons and things like that. And on vanilla, that would be even more limited, because you'd basically be pistol and baton for most of it, maybe some stun grenades or something. But yeah, there we go. We'll save that as default. Give me them defaults. Man, like, Dawn of the Modern World, it's one of those ones that it was so unique that I'm a little bit surprised it's never gotten a remake yet. Like, aside from the fact that well, I remember the community being about as big as AoE 2 back in the day. So I don't know. I don't really know why it hasn't gotten a remake. It's probably just the people that were involved in making it or something like that. I'm sure there's some legal reason. It's probably one of those that's stuck in some weird form of development hell or some such. It's typically how it goes. But yeah, for anyone that never played it, basic idea is, like, if you've played AoE 2, you've basically played Dawn of the Modern World, except the idea is that it goes all the way up to World War II. You have way less civilizations, but they're way more personalized. So, for example, the ones that I probably ended up playing the most were, like, Chinese and all that, because I love the bulk unit kind of civs in that one. But like, for example, for medieval, you basically just had the English, the French, the Chinese, and the Koreans, and that's it. But they all had weird gimmicks associated with them. Like with the Chinese, they just, for whatever reason, their town centers were just mobile, like mobile huts. Like, I'm pretty sure that ain't historically accurate, but whatever. So you just basically have this wagon rolling around. And you just roll up to whatever resources you need, load up on them, and keep moving, which is pretty cool, all things considered. You had the British basically working like it's Command and Conquer or something, like where they don't even need to build buildings; they just sort of show up and it's like, well, these resources are just gonna collect themselves, I guess. They just put up a little tower thing, and it just does it for you. All their buildings build themselves, all their resources collect themselves. And, yeah. Supposedly, like, they had this little manual. I actually still have it on my shelf over here of all of the few things that have survived. Where it was, like, they have a little historical justification for all of it, and they're like, oh, this is meant to represent all of these guilds that were around at that time, and how they'll go and get everything done for them. I'm like, alright, fair enough. Why not? That's some pretty sweet music, though. You'd think you'd get sick of hearing this, but it's got such a wide variety of music that it kind of works out. But yeah, like, in terms of stereotypes, you only had 2 countries with access to nukes. When World War II rolled around, it was like the U.S. basically got infinite nuke bombers, and Germany could essentially get access to them, but they were super expensive to actually create. Like, they theoretically also got them infinitely, but they had to build their wonder for it, which essentially, well, it trickled in income. Like, if you played AoE, it's basically like if you had 5 of those relics, give or take. So not super impressive or anything, but yeah, theoretically infinite. But either way, fun game. I wish I would get a remake. I'd be completely on board for a remake of that. I mean, like, all of them were completely jank to some degree, to be fair. I mean, I remember on more than one occasion being really pissed off at the AI playing Chinese, because they would just freaking roll up with a bunch of wizards. Like, and you have those cases where you end up out-teching the AI, like, you go all the way from being, medieval England, and you evolve into the US, more or less, and then eventually they're like, yeah, you know what, but the Chinese can spawn frickin' volcanoes. So there's that. They got that going for them. Honestly, I feel like it was meant to be... You could actually fight, like, modern units with medieval ones and stuff like that, because everything more so changed rather than directly got upgraded. It's pretty cool. Now, alright. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and save this real quick, because what I want to do is actually send that one over to this battleship over here, because that battleship, it's got a praetor on it. We need a praetor. I actually wasn't planning this. I was about to go do the fortress again, but it occurs to me. All the battleships, technically speaking, count as a Phase 2 thing. A battleship would probably be easier to take on than the fortress. Largely because we'd be able to use the hunter to probably splat a good half of these. So if we just do that, well, I mean, that's a pretty solid approach, I think. Could potentially work. Also, where are... Sorry, I'm trying to find a pen to write with here so I can actually jot down some of these numbers. Yeah, white pencil. That's... Sure glad I keep useful things around my desk. What do we got here? What is this, a crayon? Ah, here we go. You're a writing device. You'll do the trick. Let's do this thing. Yeah, I'm in a way better mood today. I was kinda salty at this game yesterday. And yeah, when looking through the files to go and edit in some alloys, that's when the thought came to mind of, like, you know what? This mod just has modes. We can just switch the mode. It's not a bad idea. So, here we are. Now, let's see. We got Sebs here, we got Iridians here, we got Reapers, 6 of them things. We got a Praetor here, and heavy drones over there. Make my little scratch graph here. That'll do the trick. So we'll get to intercepting that in a moment, because there's a bunch of planes around. I don't even know what the hell's intercepting what at this point. And actually, while all that's going on, let's see, one more Sentinel. Who's got some TUs on them? You do. We're going to want one Sentinel. Because I want somebody that can back up with a flamethrower here. And then I'm going to see if we can maybe make any more Predator suits before we actually head out on this thing. So, yeah, I believe we're out of plasma throwers for now. Ooh, neato. Hi there, Garm. Hang on, just one moment, I'll be right back. Oh, hell yes. Thank you, Postal Services, for still existing right now. Anyhow, so, how's it going, Garm? How's stuff and things? Alright, so the one that we were going to use ain't so usable right now, but let's see, what other options we got? We got a zappy cannon thing. I really don't want to use one of those. I feel like a zappy gun might do okay-ish. If we made a rail pistol, that wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, because that sucker packs a punch. I might actually have the means to do it, too. And it's Sebbies. They're usually pretty resistant. Well, you know what? Fire. We need fire. Where's fire? Ooh, right. The Mag minigun. I forgot about this thing. You know what? Actually, just take Millennium. Take the Alanium. Turn that off. They can use that to burnate some stuff. Or do we want to put them with something else? Boy, oh boy, I love the themes for this one. Now, Zappy Launchers, now that we know that we've got a Praetor there, Zappy Launchers aren't actually nearly as good. So I think our better option would be to go in with a Flamethrower with everybody. Give them more Pocket Launchers. Or actually go in with one rocket each, then go in with Pocket Launchers. Or Pocket Flamers, sorry. Gassy Rockets will do the job here. Alright, load that up. Some are going to have flamethrowers right off the bat, some of them won't. No, that wouldn't be very good. Wouldn't be the worst idea either. And this is basically what we have all these rockets for. Now, okay, so I should probably explain some stuff. Has he not loved that game? Have you played Xdiv? But yeah, Xenonauts is pretty fantastic. I love the game. I wish, I wish some things were different with this mod. But the more that I think about it, it's totally possible to actually end the game in Phase 2. And looking at it, you know what? That's some pretty fantastic design there. Now, I'm actually tempted to go in here and just grab one of these Gauss rifles here. Or actually, I thought I had a Gauss sniper somewhere. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do have a Gauss sniper. Do I have somebody with a really high accuracy? Because that'd be handy as hell right now. Is me doing this mod as the definitive edition? Yeah, it's pretty dandy, except for Phase 4. So far, I've been kind of hit and miss on Phase 4. Like, it's been kind of a long story, because it's been, like, you know, over a year for this particular campaign. But yeah, it actually can end in Phase 2, now that I'm looking at it here. Because basically, all you need is anything where a Praetor is technically allowed to spawn, which includes a battleship, which, in this case, the battleship is classed as a Phase 2 thing. I actually didn't think they would be able to spawn in there. In fact, I think it was directly told that they weren't supposed to be able to spawn in there, so if they can... Well, it's pretty nifty right there, ain't it? Because that basically means that, yeah, we can just go grab one. No muss, no fuss. And also, instead of acid grenades, because we're not going to be using them things. Let's get rid of that. Let's move some of these medkits over here. Probably get rid of the advanced smoke, because realistically we're not going to use much of that. No, I want these two slots opened up. Let's see, we're going to want 2 pocket rockets here. It's right over up in here. These slots are going to be filled up with single-use items, and then I can fit one more rocket right there. And we've got space for one more. I think probably another flash, because we want something that'll be able to put them down for a little bit. Maybe more advanced flash? Yeah, just one advanced flash. That will do. Alright. These loads are all good. This one can get out of here. And then replace that with a flamethrower. Because we're here to just barbecue absolutely the rest of the entire map. Like, I don't expect anything to survive, but all we want is the Praetor. If we can get the Praetor, then from that point we just build up a bunch of armor. You pretty much bum rush the ending with Predator and flamethrowers, and then yeah, that basically proves what I was trying to prove months ago, that you can do this in Phase 2 if potentially done right. Because the two things that can spawn in Phase 2 that would have it would be, you can get a battleship on a Terra mission, but it's really difficult to get down at that point, or you can get a fortress to spawn. But the fortress, as we've seen, I've had one successful attempt out of, like, what, 80 runs at that thing? So... I'm just kidding, it's not 80. I've tried it maybe like 20 times. But still, it's not a fantastic win rate by any stretch of the imagination, so... there's that. Alright, let's see. See what X Division Ironman, that's hard to tell, and World Challenge Surprise is so far in the campaign, usually end around January. Hi there, Mr. Pro Cow. By the way, I hope you got my message. The thingamajig, it's rattling in this case over here, finally arrived, so... the thing from months ago can finally, hopefully, get there once, you know, once stuff subsides. But, yeah. Honestly, like, Ironmanning this thing has been very interesting, but there have been certain cases where stuff just feels like it really needed different options. Though I will say, to its credit, it was never meant to be played this way. Like, the way that I've been doing it, trying to skip through phases and functionally speedrun this thing, it's, this isn't the way it was meant to work. Not to mention, you weren't supposed to technically go in and, like, friggin' cheese-free rockets for a bunch of it, so there's that. Like, Phase 2, I didn't realize for the longest time that, yeah, all those rockets that I was getting, that I was loading into the launcher, weren't actually counting against the launcher count. So I guess the shock rockets were meant to be limited by how many alloys you could potentially put out, and so I kept making hundreds of them, but I was like, well, I don't understand why my count isn't going down. I've got like 200 spare, you know, shock rockets. And then I get a message from Sharon. I don't know if Sharon's still watching this run or whatever else, but he's one of the people that was working on it. He's retired from development on this mod by this point. But yeah, he just wrote a message like, yeah, could you not do the thing with the rockets? I'm like, what thing with the rockets? Turns out, yeah. Turns out you can dupe rockets. Now, the game has been pretty douchey these last couple months. So right now we are doing easy air game. Like, after the last few bits, there's so much crap flying through the air that I just can't be bothered to do all of these over and over and over and over. Like, a battleship that went down right here, I consider that fair game. Like, if we got a dreadnought down here, I would just airstrike it. The battleship, it's basically small potatoes by this point. These planes easily overpower it. But I haven't actually seen a battleship spawn in the longest time, especially one without escorts, so not sure what that's all about. These fighters have been going down pretty regularly too. That's nothing terribly new. Battle cruisers have been auto-resolving successfully anyway. I think I'm actually losing more planes doing it this way, looking at it. Because I've been losing entire teams of planes on multiple occasions now. But still, you know. I would generally say probably avoid using easy air game and no air game up until you get to this point where it's like, hey, would you like to do 72 air encounters in a row? Yeah, let's see, activated easy air battles and easier and slower campaign. On the other hand, had edited for a radar range to be shorter and maintenance, especially Santa's, a lot more expensive. Yeah, I feel like the best balance for this game would probably be like, yeah, I mean, with radar range, I think that one's hard locked in each one. It would be kind of cool to have to kind of have to do more with those. Though that being said, you can set up radar bases where you can just stack a whole bunch of radars. It was limited to 3 in vanilla, but I think you can stack up to something like 18 radars in this one. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, basically we've been running a stalemate for months, because they can't take my bases because I've got like 8 mag cannons in each one and a hell of a lot of planes. So it's just been really, really, really tedious as I'm rebuilding the team over and over and over from just whatever alloys I can scrape by. So yeah, that's kind of where that was at. That's why I decided to turn on air game finally. Okay, found a base in South America. That's fine. Okay. So what I'm trying to do right now is get all of the fighters out of the air. Once those are gone, I can go ahead and take the battleship. Which, if this really did spawn as a Phase 2, that'd be pretty cool. Or a Phase 3, even. Says 0%, but I'm kind of curious how this will go. Alright, that's why you can't auto-resolve, because even with the better odds... Interesting. Apparently AI control is... I can roll, but I can't tell... Oh, there we go. There we go. What was that about? It was like, does it completely disable control? Is this baby mode or something? Which, I mean, yes it is. It is absolutely baby mode. He's got the bacon. Now I'm curious, has anyone here, did anyone ever play Dawn of the Modern World back in the day? Like when it was still alive? And yes, I am aware that you can actually still technically play it through Game Ranger right now. Alright, so I think that's last air superiority. Alright. There we go, another one goes down. Because yeah, I wasn't about to go spend another 3 streams of just like, let's slowly circle around this dreadnought. You know, for about 3 straight hours. Okay. So that's all of them there. Like, honestly, the ground fights are what I'm most interested in. Their game's fun. The first few times. Once you have 8 fortresses up, it's not so much. Alright. By the way, just so you know, it's Ironman mode in terms of, like, it's basically honest man mode. If something goes wrong, you know, this game does glitch out pretty regularly, so... They will directly... Even the devs directly said when I was starting off on all this, like, yeah, if you're trying this, don't actually use Ironman mode itself, because it won't go well. Oh, none of these are even reloaded. Okay. Well, that might be an important part of actually downing them, huh? You need bullets to shoot things. Alright, UFO. That's a lot of crash sites. Alright. Also, by the way, just a quick catch-up to anybody that missed it before. Generally speaking, the kind of story behind how this all happened, I let this one turn into a fortress back around the end of Phase 2, hoping to skip straight to the Praetor. First attempt was successful. Found out my internet crapped out, so reset. All following attempts were drastically less successful. Basic approach was like going in with a bunch of shock charges and just flamethrowing through the entire base. I was mostly using Lenium flamethrowers and things like that. Which, actually, speaking of, let me make more plasma throwers. Blah, 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 blah. Flamethrowers. Where in plasma, please? What's this classed as? Because it's not none of these ones, right? It's been going on for so long I don't even remember where the flamethrowers are anymore. Like, it's not actually on here because it's a Lenium flamethrower. Modern energies. Where is this dang thing? Alright, well, let's commission another Predator suit anyway, but... where is this stupid thing? Also kind of want a rail minigun. It's really pricey, but I want one. Oh, there we go. No, wait, that's incinerator weapons. Dang it, this is such a clustercluck. There we go, plasma thrower. Alright, so we've got plenty of those laying around. We can make 10 of them. Neato. 2 miniguns, 10 flamethrowers. Sounds like a good way to cap it off. And yeah, I mean, it's been in this weird stalemate for so long now. I mean, I've been still going positive on income and things like that, so it's not like we're actually taking any reputation loss because we've been getting down enough planes to still go positive. They've only succeeded in taking one badly defended base, and even then it just got replaced immediately with this one. Like, it's just one of those things, you know? Alright, apparently they are low on alloys to make that. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get more of those in a moment. Alright, those can disengage. We're not going to be able to take the Dreadnought. What's it even up to? Just a ground attack? Okay, yeah, like, if they did more actual Terra missions, that'd be a bit more threatening. Like, you still can't auto-resolve some of the crazy stuff. So I almost want to say, yeah, just, like, play through them for fun, but honestly, you're gonna, it's kind of like vanilla in that sense. You're gonna get more efficient results by doing it yourself, but you absolutely can just do it normally. Actually, I want to wait till daytime. Right, Steve the Murder Fairy is currently destroyed, so I guess we're doing this nighttime. Right. Ah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just do this thing. Let's see who dares wins. I suppose so. By the way, sorry for the geoscape occasionally glitching out. I don't know what causes that. Never have. Do you have soldiers in every base? Kind of. It depends on which ones. I have enough to basically just do shields and grenades and or rockets in each of the bases. Have HE plasmas and things like that. Pretty much in every base there. Not even bothering with the armor because, quite frankly, by phase 4, the armor balance is super janky. That's kind of been, honestly, the only time that I've had a bad time with this mod has been phase 4. Because it feels like the early game stuff completely doesn't matter anymore. And I'm kind of torn because, you know, I want to say, okay, that makes sense. You know, they're piercing the armor. You know, they've got all this crazy powerful stuff. But at the same time, it'd be nice if it did something. You know, it's legitimately just a waste by this point to ever use that stuff. It's hard to say though, because obviously something like this is going to be incredibly difficult to balance. Because there's just such insane power creep on all sides. Also, clearly this can only possibly go well. Alright. Oh crap, I hate this map. There's almost nothing that ever spawns here. I suppose I can convince you to run through the wall? No. Alright. I don't want to ruin morale by taking a shot that way. Mostly the point of this mission is to find out what exactly spawned here. So this one is the pits. Basically, this map is a whole bunch of industrial here. You got a big old factory they usually get a few cheap shots on you over here. Goes down to this way, massive open area down here. And it seems like Reapers are always on this map. But either way, we'll see what we can do. Worst case scenario, we come back with more rookies. That's kind of what we're doing here. I feel like we should use Heavy Boy to scout. Well, found the tank. Anything inside here? Hopefully not. My usual approach is basically to go around the... Oh, son of a dick. Okay, well that's... I mean, he had a nice life. Alright, kind of guy back there. More than likely he's dead now. Unless... What do your flamethrower eyes see? Oh. There aims a dude. Okay, so, tell you what. Snipe that. Oh boy, this went great. Beautiful. Alright, so we're not going to be doing it that way. Alright, screw it. We're going to try to just get them back on the dropship and, hope for the best. There's usually a guy inside here, so we're just going to go for that. Oof. Big boom. Alright, so that's a first turn and a half. Like, I knew there was a chance, but it's so frustrating when it happens. They're disposable and most of their stuff is free right now. Things can't get worse. Oh man. You haven't seen some parts of this run. Oh crap. Yeah, that is the most XCOM thing you can have happen. Well, no. The most XCOM thing is you take one step out of the UFO, or you take one step out of your dropship, you turn around, somebody just shoots you the second you open the door. That guy dies, somebody panic fires a rocket launcher inside, and you get a game over. That is the most XCOM thing, but still. Alright, I might just have to sacrifice those two. I'd like to get Beefs Willis up on there. Unfortunately, due to utter shenanigans, the Predator suit does not count as immune to fart gas, so all of our nice armor sets are currently sitting outside the dropship. Regular Terror mission tonight? Yeah. Pretty much. I think everyone's had that one moment. Like, my favorite one was off the PS1 version. This is the one that you could get to work on a Vita, so, you know. Well, on a PSP before that. It's funny, like, functionally speaking in that case, it's a Vita emulating a PSP, emulating a PS1, emulating DOS. But, anywho. These things are cheap as hell. I might as well just blah. Didn't that blow something up? Oh, fine, huh? Now, for whatever reason, this guy's launcher decided it doesn't even exist. Or no, I did fire it, okay. We're gonna still try to salvage this. Maybe it's a dumb idea, more than likely it is. I can't tell exactly where everyone is. But if Beefs Willis can pull off what he pulled off last time, I think we can still do this. Alright, so it wasn't there, so never mind, he's gonna die. Really? Really, Beefs Willis? You turned around and you didn't see that? Son of a dick. Alright. So, I think we're gonna move this here. Oh, well, that would have been a way better shot, wouldn't it? Yeah, realistically, should just run. Can you take a step forward? Somehow. Don't ask me how that worked. Just freaking magic, I guess. Yeah, you know what? If we pull this around, this actually would only be about the second most impressive comeback of this run. I don't think anything's topping that first base. Yes, I'm still... Turn the music back on. The Reaper's behind you, soldier. No, I just checked. Oh, crap. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much there. Man, my first experience playing original XCOM there. There was this time when I didn't know what chrysalids looked like. Well, I had seen them before, but I didn't remember what chrysalids looked like. So I'm looking at this nighttime map, and there's just an alleyway. And there's what I think is debris there, and it's like, hey, there's a dude. You should go shoot at the dude. And I'm looking around like, I don't see a sectoid anywhere. Yes, it worked. Okay, perfect. So basically, since they... Yes! Can't believe that actually worked. I mean, I can, but still. Basically, since they count as a big open target that they love to shoot at, they will love to prioritize the hunter. Anyway. Sorry, got a little bit distracted there. So yeah, I was looking down this this alleyway and couldn't really figure out what it was telling me to shoot at, so I figured it was a bug. And then it's like, oh, the debris is moving. The debris is coming. What do we do about that? And, I mean, basically, as far as what you do about that, the answer is just die. So there's that. So yeah, a great mission in the remake has been the Fish Village with endless spawns of chrysalids. Enjoy that the first time. Oh yeah, not to mention that's a fantastic grinding spot if you're doing Impossible. Like, you just basically sit there and collect experience for your A-team at that point. Then you can get all of your dudes up to scratch. Of course, if you wind up with an A-team that's just like 3 snipers and a heavy, you're going to have a bad time, but hopefully the RNG won't be that cruel that time. But yeah, this mod, like, up until Phase 4, it really is... It really is fantastic. Okay, it's broken and is fleeing. Have a good nap. Really, the one time he doesn't hit a stun tile. Cool. That's nice. So... Alright. Yeah, realistically, these guys are just mega dead, but, we're gonna try to pull off some shenanigans here. Actually, just put that over here. Alright, 22 to burst that. We're gonna try to shenanigans this. This might just kill him outright. There we go. It's something. It's a solid first step, anyway. Alright. Go for a miracle snapshot here. It's something. Now, do you have any items that you could use to get them back up? Or for that matter, if we can just get the armor back on, I'm okay with just leaving. Okay, he can just barely make it back. I mean, realistically, that armor is... for crap's sake. It's the only thing. I mean, we got one back. That'll do. Unfortunately, Beef's Willis is gone. So, functionally speaking, what we lost there was a Predator suit. Nothing else really mattered. So we can just do the usual approach for the Fortress, then. But we do know that that can spawn, so that's... That actually did seem like a phase 3. So, that's a possibility, then. That's good to know. Now, if I send a dedicated missile unit against that, does that actually allow it to be auto-corrected? Alright, and we're actually gonna rebuild the team real quick. Let them come back to base. Reload it with another one of these. Let's see. First time I did that, well, I had no idea and only starter weapons. It's more of a training session for the chrysalids. Fair. Yeah, if you have, like, 2 with basic shotguns, it's usually enough. It's, there's this 4-tile area right in the center of the boat that you can cheese their pathfinding. So you can even get away with using snipers there and things like that. Pretty solid, because they give you just enough time. Let's see. Let's get the fodder box in there. Reset the new team of bright-eyed sacrificial lambs here. Might even give some of them names. And by the way, as far as the question over whether I have units, yes, we have some units. Kind of all over the place. I think was Triland the one? No, it was Shadow Moses that I was using as the rookie dump. Basically, since they take a little bit of a while to recruit in, what I do is I dump them all into one base. Then I transfer them as soon as they're needed. So that's too many. Just whatever, pick some random ones. Alright, how many can I transfer over to Nerves Concord? Some? At least 4? Alright, that's good enough. So then I hire basically whoever from here. Mostly going for bravery scores. Figure as long as I have a turn, that means that there's options. Alright, we got a battle cruiser. Nothing interesting on that one, nothing interesting on that one. Small shuttle with 6 Reapers and 6 Sebbies. I think that's the one we're going for. Granted, shuttles are always clown cars, but if 6 of them spawned as Reapers, that's a good sign. We do need a cargo ship, though. Only 2 Reapers, has some tanks. At least we're narrowing down our options a little bit. See, only 1 Reaper and heavy drones. Actually, that one has a lot less. That's a much better cargo ship. And don't know what that is, so we'll airstrike that. So that leaves down 2 options. So we're going to go quickly try to overpower that shuttle down there, replace whoever's lost, and then we'll go again. And then axes. We're gonna need axes versus the Reapers. They do a pretty solid job. And yeah, stun rockets will absolutely handle every other problem there. Just gonna go completely overkill on those. In a pinch, those same stun rockets can do the job just fine. I think at least 1 singularity rocket just for fun. Actually, no. You know what? Make another stun rocket. We have the vehicle for that. I think we have that for anti-Reaper duty. Everybody else can be on stuns. See, more space to hit with your rockets. They can take more hits and are a bigger target / more space removable cover. See, is there a reason you're not using tanks for the scout cars? So, yeah, the tanks, they can still get one shot by a lot of things. Even the advanced tanks, they get to the point where if there's a facehugger around or something like that, facehuggers will instantly kill them. Actually, a scimitar back in Phase 3 was the last time that I used one of those. Just because, yeah, it was sitting there tanking all these shots and everything else, and then just facehugger comes along, it's like, no! Eat an entire tank. So, yeah. But no, it's honestly more just they're very expensive. I haven't had the alloys to spare for the longest time. I feel like, while a lot of other things are very fine-tuned about this mod, the alloy balance is super janky. I feel like they really could have done a better job with maybe giving you more alloys for different things, maybe give you alloys as part of your monthly income or something like that. It seems like they try to give you a trickle income of them from the fact that they drop from fighters, but I don't know. I feel like that there really should have been more around, because the demand for them is super high by this point in the game, and there's just I mean, there's not really too much you can do to keep up with that demand. Like, I mean, when most of your advanced stuff is taking at least one alloy per thing, and you gotta make massive amounts of consumables to actually make them work, I mean, I think, like, if the base grenades and things like that did a slightly better job or something, because this is the base difficulty. I've seen runs on the higher difficulties where they have all of these advanced things and they're just completely planking off of everything. So they're, like, when it comes to grenades and things like that, right? So they take an alloy. They're going to take an alloy to produce 1 or 2 alloys each. You're going to need to use a bunch of them. Thermal armor doesn't go down, so, you know, in most cases you're just hoping it gets a high roll. If it doesn't, you're kind of just SOL at that point. I don't know. I feel like it could have been handled better. I can't honestly say I can... Like, aside from cheaper options, maybe doing a little more, maybe having some way to reduce thermal armor. Like, maybe... I feel like... Okay, so... I don't know if this is mechanically possible, but it would have been really cool to see the chemical rockets have more of a role in terms of reducing thermal armor. I know they're a chemical thing, you'd think they would reduce chemical armor, but I mean, if they were used to reduce thermal while something's in that cloud or something. Like, maybe it ignited the cloud or something like that. That would give them a nice use. Personally, I feel like they're a little bit on the iffy side. I don't know if you guys have used them. From what I understand, the point of the chemical rockets is supposed to be you just want to collect equipment, but you don't want to vaporize something, but you want to use a rocket launcher or grenade. Which, you know, cool, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of, it's like, it feels like you should... They're just basically diet stun rockets is what I'm getting at. But you don't really have a cheap alternative, and then your cheap alternative would essentially be to go back to plasma AGs and things like that. I believe that's the last one you can make that's still viable and only takes money to make. And unfortunately, they don't come in infinitely, which I don't know why they don't come in infinitely. Like, some of them kind of feels like they should be. But no, when it comes to those ones, they completely destroy all equipment. So then at that point, you're not getting any income from that, and you know, I think you can kind of see where I'm getting at. It's just kind of a weird cycle that you start running down at that point. Alright, and I think this guy will be on vaporizer duty just as a backup. Let's see. See, never gotten past phase 2, so I guess I was overrating things. No, the tanks are still really good, and there's actually a tank that I planned to use for the final mission that functionally is like a perfect reaction turret. The thing's just basically a smart gun, but it's not that they're bad, it's just that they're very expensive, and like after you lose that initial snowball, like after you lose your initial momentum, there's very little you can do to get it back. Crawling back takes a very long time. We'll give this guy a backup rocket, sure. There. Just in case he needs it for something. This is probably way too much prep for this particular one. I mean, they're taking on 12, they're going in with 11, and they've got enough firepower to level a small continent and or put it to sleep. But in the past, that hasn't actually stopped us from getting completely crushed when it comes to these shuttles. So, kind of going overkill or nothing this time around. Yeah, just disengage that. We're not taking that dreadnought. Alright, we've taken a scout before. I mean, it's not like the shuttle's gonna be anything different, but still. Like, I mean, I guess the best way to put it, I feel like throughout a lot of this, one of the coolest mechanics is the fact that they basically took what was the Andron mechanic from the base game and applied it to everything, so everybody's having this kind of armor fight back and forth. Oh, you better not touch that. Anyway, so that part is really, 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 really cool. But then at the same time, when you get in towards the endgame here, it starts becoming more and more and more about just piercing armor entirely. To the point where sometimes it just gets a little bit weird. Like, specifically, the stun gas rockets, it's annoying that gas can get through stuff that has a filtration system. I think they justify it by saying, like, it melts the mask or something. But it feels weird, because they're not breathing in the outside air, but the gas is enough to, you know, choke them out anyway. Like you saw in that last one, that they're in Predator suits, but they're able to get knocked out, so they're fireproof, but they're not immune to stun gas. Let's see what you mean. Starting December on this run, I don't have Firebirds and Wolf Armor, so I think this is as well. Not necessarily. Firebirds are actually, despite the fact that most of the runs you'll see have them, they're actually more of a show-off thing. They're basically your victory lap thing. Right, so... Don't suppose my kill launcher is within range, is it? Is that this guy? Yeah. Alright. So presumably it's going to charge up. Shoddy guy might take care of it. Otherwise the vehicle will. So we're just going to move it back here so it's out of the way. We're going to have to start heading down that way. Alright. Let's see what you can see. We got a Reaper over there. Whole lot of cover from everything everywhere. Right, tell me what's over there then. Nobody hiding behind the tractor, I hope? Oh, do we have invisible tiles? Nah. Alright, hopefully there's nothing hiding back there. Alright. That'll do. That should create a little bit of a blockage over there. This is why we wanted extra rockets. This guy's using a stun at the moment. There we go. So if the Reaper runs through there, there's a small chance it can get knocked unconscious. Right. Just want this guy out of range. I have a few of you running this way. And then a couple more running this way. Hero farmers are the real military muscle behind the Xenon project. Very true. Very, very true on that one. Dude, these farmers are friggin' OP. Like, especially by this point that they're all running around with railguns. Like, seriously, it's kind of messed up that I can't afford to make railguns, but all the farmers are just running around with them. This is what I mean by Phase 4, it just gets kind of funky. Just, the farmers are literally better funded than the project that's supposed to be saving the world. Like, it's not even a funding thing at this point, actually, now that I think about it. It's more of a... well, they've got the alloys. So there's just too much of a reliance on alloys, I feel. Right. Go ahead and finish it off, please. How are you still living? Right, throw down that launcher. Take less points. There we go. These are the improved grenades, by the way. Like, everything just takes all the hits. Might as well get our scout out of there. And I'll probably move you back here behind the cowering wall of farmers. Farmer raids are simply more effective. Yes. Yes, they are. Alright. Alright, so we're probably going to take a shot there. But also this right here. Oh, crap. Alright, do it. A splat. Take that 95. Nice. Dude, I've never even used one of these. That was awesome. I gotta make more of those. That was simply amazing. I might just start using those just because they're more fun. Because, yeah, we're not even worried about captures at this point. It's not that we're not severely behind on technology. We really, really, really are, but... Dude. It's a black hole rocket. How are you going to possibly go wrong with that? Alright. Kapow that sucker real good. One of these rookies might get 8. Actually, we got Axe Guy. You know what? No. Put that away. Whip out ye old Viking stick and go over here. Fortunately, Mr. Gleb Tako, interesting name you got there. Yeah, might be the sacrificial lamb for this one. And over here. He might go for this one instead. Unless we move this one here, actually. I might decide that's worthwhile. Alright, this one actually hasn't taken a move, so why don't you take your nigh guaranteed shot right here? Probably knock my own dudes unconscious. Okay. So, it basically... So from what I understand, the way it works with the gas tiles, it can... Every step that they take, it will be the initial effect of that rocket time... Like, I think it's like plus however many stacks you have on there, and I think it can go up to 2. And then it shows up as a third layer even though it doesn't actually apply, or something along those lines. And then it just does that damage every time they roll. Which is why sometimes you have something that's low power that you'd think would be doing damage tiles a lot better than it does. Or something that'll be harmless in one run that'll... Yeah. Because these things are very resistant to gas. Oof. Yeah, by the way, fire works like smoke for civilians. Even with the nerfed AI mod, they gladly shot through 3 tiles and around 2 corners. Also, Brilliant Farmer decides to take a nap. He's fleeing forward. That's known as advancing. But okay. We can't really pot shot this thing, unfortunately. Any chance I can convince you to go around here and have a snapshot? It's an engineer. Actually, it's a doctor. We don't need any more doctors. We have piles of them, it's fine. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. The funny part is these are the post-nerf flamethrowers. Not to mention that's the one that's 2 tiers behind at the moment. They're still really good. Alright, get shotgun out for this guy. Frontal assault from behind. How do you know that one was Doctor? They were pink and squishy and didn't have any armor. If he was the engineer, I probably just did something really dumb. Especially because I had a perfect shot right here. Man, look at all of that capture potential that I missed. But no, this... Oh, it's a shuttle, actually. I totally should have captured that one, because that's the one that engineers appear on. Well, rep engineer. You will be spaghetti. Right, that one's already dead, so we don't gotta worry about it. Alright. You see one right there, do you? It's something. It's something. Thomas Parent, the ultimate Viking. I'll put you over there. Put you 2 tiles forward and crouch. So I'm hoping if I face them this way, this would be the shorter run for him. He might just go for this one. In which case, shotgun runs around. Basic shotguns are actually still effective at this point. Like, it's kind of, like I was saying, hit and miss in terms of kind of what sticks around and what doesn't. Like, ballistic shotguns, they still stick around. Ballistic rifles are worthless by this point. Snipers can be okay, but not really. HMGs are bizarrely plinky. Basic flamethrowers are almost entirely ineffective against everything. Is this guy have a medkit? Yes, he does. Okay, go ahead and eat the staple gun. Just slap that sucker in your neck, and you're good to go. Do you have one? Yes. He barely has enough points to run over. Now, what we have here is a terrible idea. Surprisingly, didn't go as bad as expected. Alright, first round's probably just going to slow him down and that's it. Starting to do some damage. Using that primarily for the damage tiles. We can move this one to somewhat block. Just move it there so he still has to take a tile. I could attempt a tricky grenade from here, but that's probably a terrible idea. Actually, he's got a stun rocket, or he's got a shock rocket. Let's see, that's 160. I'm really tempted. Because technically, the Humvee is basically weak to this. So it should potentially be a one-shot. A little bit of a scouting. I'll have them fly up a little bit farther next round. For now, we gotta deal with what I assume is the final Reaper here. And unfortunately, I have no real way of knowing where all the damage tiles are here. Oh, we know that route's safe. Call that a turn. See, it was fuzzy as it loaded, and all I saw was fire and little blue people, and for a moment it kind of looked like a mermaid running the lava levels. Not for right now. I actually just found out that yeah, there were just modes that I could switch on to hopefully, hopefully finish off this run finally. This has been only forever that it's been going on. My goodness, you're durable. Alright, take that back about these shotguns still being good at this point. Where's my shock rocket guy? Tell you what. Go ahead and just do one of these real quick. Alright, it's gonna knock them unconscious. Probably move this one over this way. It needs to start attacking whatever's on the road over here. just gonna assume it's behind here somewhere. Meanwhile, these guys can put this thing to sleep. Beautiful. Alright, so we captured one. That was a very unusually high roll for that particular interaction. I say interaction because it's just like, why would you use a stun gas rocket on one of those things? No, that's cool. That's cool. We need more Reapers. I haven't had enough yet. In fact, you know what? She should be pretty much resistant to everything these guys have, so I'm going to put her facing this way. I feel like that's one of those things that original XCOM does a lot better. Like when you get your really good armors and you're just floating around like, yeah, nothing can touch me. But any dang ways, how's your day going, Mr. Bale? Having a safe apocalypse today? Oof, okay. Yeah, they're just gonna snipe her real good. Huh. This is gonna be one of those weird situations where he's just not allowed to drive through there. Alright, what are your odds of making this shot? 2%? It'll probably be better over here. Yes, there's 4 opportunities to take out my own dudes. Which I think we're going to overcome by having you go this way. You can go this way. If it decides to chase them that way, we've got Shotgun Farmer to protect us. Beautiful. And there's another problem deleted off the face of the earth. Now from here, it's actually pretty simple. All we gotta do is distract the ones that are outside, and get this one over here in position to go lob a rocket, just a long-range rocket straight through the door. They're probably gonna have some shots on some rookies, it's fine. It's not fine. Bye, Perez guy. He might still survive, it's unlikely. Let's see, went 14 under his health. So he's got like a 25% chance of survival from that. Unproductive, hoping to get more done for lunch. How's your day? So far so decent, surprisingly. Got even more masks done. Got our last batch of, I think she said it was like 280 of them or something like that. Shipped out recently, so we're working on even more of them. Trying to get more of these things everywhere. And yeah, been working. Oh yeah, was potty training my son there, which has been pretty neat. He's actually, so fingers crossed here. We're on day 2 with no accidents, so that's been exciting. And let's just lob this sucker over here. That should do the job. Alright, didn't hear any falling asleep noises. So yeah, so far so good there. Been trying to train the puppy. That's been hit or miss. I mean, she's still a puppy. Puppy's gonna puppy. Alright, let's see about this one. Getting a few more eyeballs in this situation. get another rocket lined up here. So I feel like dead angling the ones on the outside are going to end up working out pretty well. Still sucks that the Hummer is inexplicably banned from entering those couple tiles. There we go, he passed out. So let's hope for a day 3 without accidents, yeah. Ooh. Well. Well, that dude burninated. That's a problem. Alright, so first order of business, let's see if we can snipe this, because this is what I mean. The doors count as a large object just like the vehicles do. So more often than not, you can get really high hit odds, and if it hits the door directly... Oh, for crap's sake, you would roll 4%. or 5% rather. Because yeah, 95% is the highest odds that you can get. Xenonauts, why are you like this? Yeah, so we're essentially just going to lob a bunch of rockets in that general area. And there we go. So now we have a couple that are going to run around. Hopefully get up to the front. Honestly, I probably should just go park the vehicle back in the dropship. Now I'm thinking the reason that one guy died, he did point blank himself with a rocket. It didn't show me the damage numbers, but he might have been put into bleed status when knocking himself unconscious. There's a chance for lightning rockets to actually do a little bit of bleed damage. Alright, come on. Hit the thing. Game, why are you like this? Alright, let's try that again. Like, all things considered, they probably won't charge out, but, you know, that's usually when the AI charges out. Alright, yeah, you just go over here, go collect some of those launchers that we dropped everywhere. The funny part is, I'm not actually using stun gas for the purposes of capturing anything. It literally just is better in almost every circumstance. Just because it lingers. I kind of feel like... I wish that stun gas in this one, based on the description, would have worked like Unarmed works in Morrowind. Like where you have a thing that it takes absolutely forever to take effect, but they can't recover from it. And like they slowly go and drift into unconsciousness, and then eventually they just get completely knocked out. So basically, like original XCOM is what I'm getting at. Which honestly, why break that? Like that system was, as far as I'm concerned, happy accidents or not, that system was amazing. I mean, a lot of stuff about that one, thinking back on it, probably happened more on accident than actually, you know, something that was properly designed. But still, lightning struck. It was nice. Let's see. Got to the Benevedons, the Monsters and the Crystals, in the Trials of Mana remake. Just need to find more seeds, or more crush mark seeds, and I can do the 3rd class change. Remake has a 4th class change in post game, so that's exciting. Yeah, I've heard it's like a mix of whatever your opposite classes were, or something like that. I was reading up on it a little bit. Although I have to say, honestly, about that remake, I've only seen one thing that seemed completely off, which was the voice acting on the intro. Like the fact that they had Carly there, and she's like, "Oh, here's going to be this epic adventure, like under Cloud Manor," or whatever else, like the really kitty voice. It's like, no, how can anyone take this seriously now? It sounds like they're trying to do their best, like friggin' cat impression. Ooh, but we got a big fancy boom boom rocket here. Alright, we'll unload that. Whatever, we'll put you over here, put you over here. Can we pop this in here? No. Okay, we'll take all this stuff. This guy's asleep. We'll make sure he's unasleep next turn. Can't even do that, actually. Alright, we'll drop this stupid thing, we'll drop this, and we'll pick up this, and we'll turn the music back on so that it stops turning off. So yeah, so the third class lets you choose between Dark Dark and Dark Light. The fourth class is a combination of all dark classes, giving you the best of Dark and Dark Light. Wait, so you just get everything? I mean, it seems a little redundant, but okay. I mean, to be fair, it might be generous to say that there was really balance going on in SOM3. It's more like stuff occurred, and it generally felt right most of the time. Alright, so this guy's going to keep his axe. I need him to run his rockets over this way. I actually kind of want them to run out into this gas right now, so I'm going to leave them out in the open. And you're going to run out this way. They might step out and try to go for a grenade. We'll see. Yeah, that's probably just a couple hiding in the back there. Alright. Dropify yon rockets. And apparently waste your turn. Oh, crap. That worked out surprisingly well. It's the first time I've seen them miss in absolutely ages. So that's a win. We still have line of sight of him. Take this, take pocket rocket. Her shots take a little bit of a while to line up, so she's going to get ready for the next thing. This one, ooh, and we have another pink one over here. That actually might be an engineer. Or it might just be this filter making everything pink, who knows. Anyway. So that'll be that. Mr. Gleb, drop your launcher. Go your way this way. Go over here and take his spot in case anybody decides to do the same thing again. Possibly get both of them killed off at the same time, who knows? Twitch shot got screwed. What's wrong with it? Yeah, okay. So the one with 6% chance to hit actually hit. The one with 95 and 87, no, those ones go way off course. Yeah, didn't get anything new out of that. We lost one rookie. Let's see, what do we get here? Yeah, just elites. That might have... It probably was a pilot or something like that. We already have pilots. We have some of these other ones. They're fine. Alright, hang on. One quick sec. I'll be right back. Gotta check on the kiddos real quick. Okie dokie, and back we go. Let's see, can I see bios? Under the stream player, they changed the whole page, and the chat is bugged. Well, that's tragic, I suppose. Admittedly, I don't actually watch that many. I'm just gonna do this for fun. Okay. Do more of that airplane get deleted type situation. So like right there, it's honestly still pretty inefficient trades. Like I would honestly still say that that easy air game and or no air game is surprisingly still balanced. I expected it to be like congratulations, you've basically cheated the game, but considering how often the planes go down anyway, you're not really getting that much different. You're just saving a bunch of time. Oh well, someone's gonna disappear, that's fine. Okay, Predator's finished. I guess we're gonna put everybody on plasma throwers for the time being. Rail minigun we'll get to eventually. These things will finish eventually. Not that we really need more singularities, though I should go pick up 2 more, or another hunter. But yeah, so to explain what I was explaining earlier, so the Hyperion here, 36 alloys, 80 light fibers, 320 dense fibers, 24 leniums here. It's not like the resources are impossible to get or anything, and I can actually just go get some of those before we get to the final mission there. It's just that, yeah, for that much investment, I'd prefer not to risk it. Especially considering that by Phase 4, stuff's just going to shred straight through this thing. It's just really good at reacting. The Siege was a bit of a better investment as far as that goes, where it's able to tank a pretty substantial amount of hits. It's able to survive a decent bit. Well, it's got 500 health, so it's going to be able to at least take a few hits. It's got some pretty decent armor on there, as well as a cannon that tends to one-shot stuff, so the Siege I've been loving. It's just, yeah, it kind of depends on what you've got available at any given time. Alright, Siege is finished. So yeah, that 500 health gets you pretty far. What kind of cannons do I actually have available for them? Because I don't think I even have any... Yeah, there we go. Fusion cannon. Has 2 days. Well, that crap ain't gonna work. I don't need that many fusion rockets. That'll put it down to a day. 8 people arrived at Shadow Moses, neato. Okay, and fusion cannon's finished. Okay. So... this is the Make Dead turtle. So that should be able to one-shot anything. It's not terribly inaccurate either. Okay, so air superiority. Send 3 things after that. More air superiority. We'll send 3 things after that. More air superiority. Boy, oh boy, they really love that superiority today. Scout, we'll send a couple after that. And again, we'll be saving and giving it a rest between different intercepts, because the game absolutely will crash otherwise. There we go. Mothership. Well, that's actually unlikely to go down. But whatever, we'll send what we got, see what it does. We're basically just rolling for another battleship like last time, except this time not having it land in the middle of an industrial zone, and also maybe not having it, maybe potentially just kinda not firing a rocket straight into my own dudes pretty much immediately. That would definitely help. I feel like that was maybe at least part of it. It's a possibility. Could be way off the mark on that one. And a construction one. I think that's just 33 Cesians. Dude, that is a lot of dudes. That is so many dudes. Alright, see if that potentially has the firepower for this. And another scout. I don't really know why they were saying an undefended battleship last time. It's kind of hard to say for sure. I mean, the last, I think, like 6 Terra missions we've almost entirely ignored, and it hasn't even cut into profits at all. Is there anything new for them to look at? Probably this thing. Save over Bird Hell real quick. Hey, Twitch right now. Well, I don't know what to do about it. Does the phone version work any better or something? Triple heavy interceptors. This might actually potentially be that 5th phase. By the way, 0% auto-resolve still has a chance to succeed and or do damage, so the next one might do better. If you're wondering why I'm taking 0% auto-resolves. Okay, cargo ship goes down. More alloys. Okay, take on this one. It's actually funny because they're taking almost no shots to go down here. They keep trying and trying and trying, like, please, can we get to that one over there? They're like, no, you gotta fight 9 different interceptors at once. 0%, please. Alright, didn't even take out any of the escorts that time. Auto-resolve. Right, and yeah, it's doing construction anyway. We can actually just delete that, funnily enough. Yeah, the motherships have a redonkulous amount, as far as I can tell. In fact, send everything against that. I kind of want to see if it can ever go down. Like, if we send enough stuff, if it will eventually load a win. Just cheese it. Do a quick save. It's kind of the weird nature of the fact that the well, the planes work like they do. Ooh, battle carrier, that's new. Yeah, this has to be phase 5. Like, I would say I'm interested to see what kind of new tricks they have, but I don't care at this point. I'm sure it's more different shmup patterns and stuff like that. It's just we've been doing this for so long now that I really just want this particular run to be over with. At a certain point, you just kind of get tired of doing the same thing. Alright, take another roll. Still didn't succeed in anything there. Interestingly, that one might be worth going for. So bear with me on this one, but 27 Cesians and 12 Wraiths. Yes, that's a lot of them, but it's also not terrible, because the Xenomorphs run out. The majority of their team's made up of Xenomorphs. Yes, they're the most threatening thing, but they also will blindly bum rush. So if we were to hold a corner... It's a mothership, so they probably wouldn't keep anything inside. They would keep all their gun guys inside. They'd keep a few out there. Hard to tell where I would land, though. Of course, that's assuming it does anything. But it's gonna go for construction. It's gonna land. Alright, Dreadnought. Roll it. And yeah, I've had research for God knows how long, and I just haven't been doing it. Let's see, we got more people to put into missions. And yeah, if we did that one, we actually wouldn't even have to bother with flamethrowers much. If we find one with a Praetor or something, we can just go for nuke rockets. Just kind of see how we do. Like, all they'd need is one guy. Like, one guy loaded up with stun rockets, everybody else can go in with this stuff. We know that it took 4 of these ones. It took 4 of the advanced to take out a Praetor last time, so I'm sure 3 of these would do the job just fine. By the way, anyone that's thinking, like, if we just go and take only the battleship, you know, save the Praetor for later, taking the battleship at this point wouldn't really do anything. It would give us more air tech and stuff like that, but that's not... Like, that's not really going to be the advancement that we need. What we need is armor, but the one thing I need to capture is annoyingly difficult to get to. In fact, if we get a smaller one, it might be possible to just do the armor route at this point. Because I just need one of those pink robots. So if I vaporize everything else and have one guy with a minigun... Alright, so we take the Mag 3. The most redonkulous minigun we got. Put everybody else with vaporizer rockets. And then, yeah, we go in like this, destroy every single robotic thing the world's ever seen. Go in to just take that last one. Just minigun the very last one, vaporize everybody else. We need at least a Corvette for that. So we'll see what we have available. Replace that axe, because we're not going to be using it. The axes are very good, by the way, if you've never tried them in this mod. But right now, we're not after them. Advanced smoke. And this guy gets rid of all that fancy stuff. I really wish they would just make the rockets infinite, or at least have a mode, or just one of the modules to come with it for infinite rockets. Because honestly, at a certain point, it's just like, early on they're a little bit overwhelming, like in terms of how strong they are. But I would say it's worth it for all this, like, or just a research that allows you to research infinite rockets. Because it's just kind of annoying. Even if you aren't using the dupe glitch. Alright, that'll do. So what do we got? Cesians, Wraiths, Xenomorphs, Sun and Armored Scout, no. Reapers, drones, it's a cargo ship. I can't actually tell how many there are. And there's only one Robo Reaper, so that's probably about as good as that's gonna get. And this one's pretty much guaranteed to have the good one on there. And in fact, we can probably dedicate the good tank to this one. This one's one of the throwaways. Hang on. One quick sec. Alrighty, and back. And hello again, Mr. Bill. Alright, so let's do this thing. Let's go take a look at what this new phase consists of. Sure there's nothing absolutely horrible that can happen, right? So yeah, plain and simple, annihilate everything. Keep auto-resolving against that to see if anything ever rolls differently. Now, I will say in vanilla there have been some cases, like, since the Praetor has a different way that it actually does things, since they can actually be aggressive, I will say that in vanilla I've seen some cases where they would just basically bum rush you, which is... that'd be pretty handy right now. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Actually, on a little bit of a funny note, so a cousin of mine was looking for a Switch, and long story short, the only place they could actually find one was in our city here. So I had to go pick up the thing, got it all sitting and waiting to take out of here. But the funny thing is, yeah, you know, honestly, the thing is more awkward feeling than I expected. Wait, can this? Why can't you path anywhere? Huh. Alright, so we got a map edge here. See, the reason I'm wondering about the pathing here is because I know this might, like, up to here might count as something. I'm a little bit surprised it can't go other places. Alright. It's gonna turn into Robo-Vietnam in a sec. And yeah, despite everything else, I still don't have any idea of what their actual numbers are here. I'll put you right there. Hopefully that works out. Yeah, seriously, this tank can't move. Oh, because this guy's still in the way. My bad. There we go. Now can you move? No. Oh, what the hell, man? Why is my tank broken? Why did we... Did we just forget to fuel it up? This is stupid. Alright, I guess take some shots or whatever. Sounds pretty cool anyway. Alright, and we found the Robo Reaper. Don't suppress him. As long as we take out the Robo Reaper right now, we're good. So what I'm hoping is he can take one tile forward, take a shot at it, run away. Right. Beautiful. You want to give me eyes on that? Just confirm. No, it survived that. Right. 91% chance to do, I don't have any idea what. See, this is when it would be a fantastic time to have a, I don't know, a tank that can run around and scout things. Also, I apparently found the crouch button. Good to know. Actually, didn't mean to do that. It's fine. But these situations are why you're allowed to reload for an Ironman run of this. Because, yeah. When your whole strategy relies on a unit that you're suddenly not allowed to use because it glitched into the ground. I think I'm just going to respawn the map. Yeah, we're just going to respawn the map. Actually, I don't know. The autosave would have been loading into the fight. Right, I think that actually blew up one of them, so that's good. We got a map edge over here, so just snipe at this. Alright, at least it made a fire. Alright, that's about all we can do there. Let's minigun that guy. And everybody's gonna get suppressed because their suppress score is stupid. I guess if I was to... See, here's the thing. I'm kind of torn about this one because I'm kind of curious what other folks think about it. As far as suppression goes, okay? Really cool mechanic. Weird part about it is, like, in this particular case, where they have the little drones and things like that, where their whole role is they don't necessarily do much damage on their own, but they can just suppress entire groups from across the entire map like nothing. And see, I'm kind of torn on that one, simply because, okay, yes, it was even a thing that was used historically, which is kind of funny. Of all people, Romans used it, but hang on, let me see if he can snipe real quick. Not from there. Might be able to snipe from there. But it feels super cheap. Right. Or like right here where they've got they've got smoke that you can clearly see through, but they're like, no, it's perfect smoke though. 0% shots over here. Actually, in that case, I think it's something else. Okay. So I know there was a drone over here. Yeah, we know where they are. Right. Okay. That'll be their drone gun. Roll it. Or don't. Yeah, wow, this thing's not fragile. There, finally. Yes, this plan might not be fantastic. So he might survive a turn. I think we'll get one more here, just sitting crouching for the moment. Okay. And I guess that's just kind of where the imbalance ends up. You lose the A-team, or you lose the A-team where you end up getting behind on armor and you just get to this point where they can just spray and pray and take units out like nothing. Meanwhile, you're dealing with bugs, you're dealing with all this other stuff. They can suppress from a million miles away. The Androns do kind of feel like BS by this point. Which, they should feel scary, but it doesn't feel like good scary. I don't even know how to phrase that. Okay, 25% chance to end this guy's whole career. And slap yourself with a staple gun. And he's still bleeding to death. Okay, well, you tried. Get closer. Really should have figured on that one, actually. Don't even know if that did it. Yes, yes, I'm still listening to the music. Keep playing it. Yeah, and that also just destroyed something. So we're not doing terribly, it's just that we don't really have the numbers to make it through. At least that's survivable. Now that I think about it, these aren't actually new. We've fought the red one, or these particular ones before. I think what we're going to do is probably just take one out and drag it back to the ship and get out. Because surely if we just yippee-ki-yay this guy... Beautiful. Alright, nothing else over there. That'll deal with that one plenty good. Getting real low on launchers, though. Guy's got 3 launchers, hasn't even been able to fire once. He's too busy getting suppressed all the time. Okay, they said 1 Robo Reaper, not several. It's the entire reason I took this one. Yeah, so for anyone who didn't see earlier parts, the reason the Robo Reapers are scary, it's a mass rifle, Andron Elite. I'm fairly certain we already took one of these before. Just put you in my pocket. And just go ahead and get out. There you are. Nice. Potentially very nice, actually. Actually, no, it isn't. See if I can get them back on the dropship. Alright, so now we have to stay in for at least one more round. And I can't move this thing, so all that's left is to shoot it point blank and hope for the best. So, goodbye tank I just spent everything on. Really? It just resists it. Well, ain't that some crap. Alright, that did it. And yeah, that guy got sacrificed like nobody's ever been sacrificed before. And so you should be good on points to run back. I'm gonna go there, see if anybody else decides to get close. That's gonna be their tank. See, like, these moments about this mod are fantastic. This is when it absolutely shines. Like, yeah, there's some BS going on, but the kind of, like, massive fight moments and stuff like that, that's when it really, really shines. Oh, come on. Yeah, I think it was already destroyed. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, the only reason they haven't run them back yet is because of this fire tile. I was kind of hoping it would potentially get out of the way. So let's see, 32. Nah, wouldn't leave him with enough points to get back. Yeah, he would just be dead. Now we're just gonna try to leave. And then that'll be that for today, I think. Some progress was made, but as with everything else with this mod, not very much. You have like an AP fusion cannon. It's me every day after finishing last episode. That's the going to college. Oh, Valley of Plenty. There was a really, really good cover of that. Here, let me see first of all if this will give me the thing. Oh, yeah, we already have it researched. Okay, so that's nothing new then. Boo. Theoretically, it's actually still winnable. Send me the good cover on Slack. And then for those until I can get the song in my head. Yes, sir. Let me get on that right now. Because I have it on my dang playlist. Oh, well, crap, the game crashed. Alright, well, anyway, we'll just go ahead and leave it there for the moment then. And yeah, I'll send that cover to you right now. I'm gonna get going and get a couple things done, so I'm gonna get on that. Hopefully at some point, this run will be finished. Just maybe. Also, what is going on right now? Did just everything crash? Did it crash? What the hell is going on right now? Yes, close the program. It's not responding. Dandy. So what exactly does that mean for...